Welcome to Science Store online classes.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Good morning all my dear students. Today I am taking biology class. Under that we are going to study about the living world. First chapter living world. We have studied the characteristics and different of the kingdom system, that is taxonomic categories we have studied in the last few classes. Today you are going to study few example. I have told taxonomic categories include various categories like species, kingdom, class, then order, then phylum and division. Kingdom system, they have different categories, each that name indicates the different categories. Under that you are going to study about the few examples. First example is man. Man is a common name. Under that the biological name of or the scientific name of man is Homo sapiens. This is a scientific name of modern man. In ancient days, in our ancestor will be called by some other species. They may be extinct because of the evolution of new species. Homo sapiens is a scientific name of modern man, and genus is Homo. Here genus first comes. First name is genus and second name is species, which comes under the family Hominidae, and order Primata. Here order, next Hominidae, family Hominidae comes under the order Primata. You can see under Primata many families will be there. So Primata comes under the class Mammalia. All the animals will comes under the class Mammalia. So all the backbone containing, notochord containing or the supporting system containing organisms will comes under the phylum or division Chordata. Here all the backbone containing organism will comes under the chordata. So those who do not have a backbone or notochord will comes under non-chordates. So that is another example. So next common example is housefly. Housefly you have seen, in Kannada we will call it as nona, right? Housefly, its biological name is Musa domestica. Here its scientific name is Musa domestica. Musa refers to the genus name, domestica refers to the species name, which comes under the family Mucidae, under the order. This Mucidae comes under the order Diptera, which comes under the order Diptera. Diptera comes under the class Insecta. All the insects like butterflies, honeybees, everything will come under the class Insecta, and these insecta come under the phylum Arthropoda. All that millipedes, all this comes under the Arthropoda family. So insecta come flying insects, which comes under the class Insecta, and all the small organism, all this millipede, centipede, then insects, all the insects will comes under the phylum Arthropoda, and these two comes under the kingdom Animalia. So next we will take two plant examples. Mango scientific name Mangifera indica. Mangifera refers to the genus name, indica refers to the species name, and which comes under the family Anacardiaceae, In other example for Anacardiaceae is our cashew nuts. Cashew nuts also comes under the family Anacardiaceae. Just for remembrance, now you study only mango. The that cashew scientific name is Anacardia occidentale. No need, just for your reference. So Anacardiaceae, which comes under the family Anacardiaceae, and this comes under the order Sapindales. So Sapindales contains many families, and this Sapindales comes under the class dicotyledone. All the dicotyledon plant will comes under these dicotyledon plants will comes under the class dicotyledone, and this contain the phylum or the division is Angiospermae. All the flowering plant will comes under the division Angiospermae. In case of plant we won't call phylum, we call division. In plant kingdom you are going to study, these we'll call it as a division, we won't call it as a phylum. So just remember, in case of animal this division is called as phylum. Next to class phylum will come. In case of plant, next to class you can call division, don't get confused. So Angiospermae is a division. So all the angiosperm will come under the, or all the plant comes under the kingdom Plantae. All the plant, I didn't written that, you already have referred plant and animal kingdom. So next one is wheat. Have seen wheat, godi, wheat scientific name is Triticum aestivum. Triticum aestivum is a scientific name of wheat. Triticum refers to the genus name and aestivum refers to the species name, which comes under the Poaceae, family Poaceae. All the that rice, wheat and ragi, all these cereals which comes under the family Poaceae, and which comes under the order Poales, which comes under the order Poales and comes under the class Monocotyledone, because all these plant contain single cotyledon, so which comes under the class Monocotyledone, and which comes under the division Angiospermae. Same, they also flowering plants, so which comes under the family, which comes under the division Angiospermae. So these are the four main important example for plant as well as animal. It may be asked for in your examinations. Write down the classification of wheat, write down the classification of mango, housefly, man. So you should know the classification, as well as you should know the other scientific name given in your textbook, that is scientific name of lion, scientific name of leopard, scientific name of cheetah, and tiger scientific name, and mango scientific name, other scientific, so Solanaceae members also given. So that scientific name you should know. It may be asked for 1 marks. So just study this. If classification given, it may be asked for 3 to 4 marks. Okay, remember this classification, very important, very easy. Only 4 examples are given. Okay, next we'll move to the one more important topic, that is taxonomic. You just once write these given examples so that you will get practiced. So next we'll move to the one more topics, taxonomic aid. This taxonomic aid is nothing but the important source for the classification and identification of the living organism. Aid, you know, any material which help for the study or which help for any purpose, that will call it as aid. So here the classification is very important. For last class I have told why classification is important. Here the classification is useful for agriculture, forestry and industry. Mainly the human beings dependent on the industry. So all he cultivating the plant because of the commercialization for the money, right? You know, all the cultivation or all the agricultural process is for the money purpose. Even the industry, most of the plants are used in industry for industrial purpose. So we have to identify the plants for the usage, further usage. So for that we need a taxonomic study of a particular living organism. So next, the important here, the taxonomic aid may be very important. Taxonomic aid is very important for the usefulness. Here this study requires the information and information for the identification and classification of the living organism. So here the information, taxonomic study, for the taxonomic study we are going to identify and identify and classify the living organism. For that we need a particular source for a particular study. It may be a laboratorial study, high technique laboratorial study, or the field visit. Frequent field visit should be required for the identification as well as classification of the living organism. For the microorganisms we need laboratory study. Which require high evolved techniques and field visit. Frequent for the identification, taxonomic study of plants, we need to visit the forest or different areas for frequently we have to visit to see the flowering, vegetative growth, that is how the plant will grow, how the plant will flower, at what time it will flower. For that we need to go for field visit for many times, and for laboratory condition we need to cultivate the microorganism under the laboratory condition. For the identification, for the classification, this is required, and which gives information. Sometimes these the studied organism or the many organism will be in a specimen form or preserved, that may be preserved under particular condition or preserved in a particular area for the further study or for the referential purpose. So this is the importance of taxonomic aid. So for the taxonomic study, the different types of the scientists developed different aids that we are going to study one by one. Last class I have told which are the types of taxonomic aids. Under that, first we are studying the herbarium. First one, herbarium, which is a very important type of taxonomic aid, which is very important to study the plant specimen. Here the plant is dried, pressed and stick onto the herbarium sheet. Here the plant is collected and in certain length, means about 25 to 30 centimeter length the plant will be collected along with the leaves of flower. If they fruits also should be there in a plant specimen. So that plant will be dried under pressing process. So it may be kept in a paper and pressed with the weight. So here if you take a book, you have to keep a plant, keep a plant inside the paper sheets. So it should be pressed with the heavy weight so that it will form a sheet like. It may be easily stick onto the sheet. So next, the standard length of the herbarium sheet should be 11 into 16 inches or 42 into 29 centimeter. This is a standard size of the herbarium sheet that includes a particular plant which it can be carried to any place. And here all these herbarium, once the plant will be collected and made into herbarium, that can be stored in a storehouse or the museum under the universally accepted taxonomic classification. Under the taxonomic classification, universally classified, universally accepted classification system, these herbarium sheets are arranged on the basis of that. Basically arrange classification, universally accepted classification basis irtadalla, basis alli ee herbarium sheets anna arrange ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So that can be stored in a storehouse. So that herbarium containing area, we'll call it as a storehouse of herbarium. So here I'll show how the herbarium sheets are prepared. So this herbariums are prepared. So here the paper is not in a proper size. Just for your reference, it should be stick on to the paper, and paper should be kept for a long period. So we have to use the high quality paper, and plant will be pressed like this. If you keep a heavy weight, it will be dried. Along with that, it may be dipped in a formalin before drying. Before dry ಮಾಡುವ ಮುಂಚೆ either ಫಾರ್ಮಲಿನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಡಿಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ದ ನ್ಯಾಫ್ತಲಿನ್ ಬಾಲ್ಸ್. ನ್ಯಾಫ್ತಲಿನ್ ಬಾಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜಿರಳೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ವೈಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ಸ್, that should be powdered and kept along with the plant so that it will not attacked by the fungus. Boost fungus ಹಿಡಿತದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಹಿಡಿಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So we have to keep under that. So after pressing we have to stick on to the paper with the gum or with the thread by stitching with the thread. And here this herbarium sheet contains flower, leaves. We can see the arrangement of leaves and we can find out the flower inflorescence as well as flower structure. So this herbarium along this specimen it can contains a label, herbarium label, which contains a scientific name of this Tulsi is Ocimum sanctum. The common name Tulsi or basil, English and common name are in common local names and even English we have to write Tulsi or basil. And local habitat where we have collected that specimen, the particular area should be mentioned in the herbarium label. And collector, who is collector, for example Mahesh who collected this plant, we should write the collector name. Collection date, we have to write the collection date, in which date it is collected, in which year it is collected. So identified by we have to take some reference for the identification. We cannot simply identify by seeing or by the common features. We have to refer something or it should be identified by some of the source. It may be flora or it may be identified by any of the taxonomist. For example Gopala Krishna Bhatt, who is a taxonomist of Udupi, who wrote the flora of South Canara. So if he identified that plant, we have to write the identified by. This is a example for the herbarium sheet, how the herbarium sheet is prepared. And even it should contain the family name. Here the plant should contain scientific name as well as family name. Here the family name of Ocimum sanctum is Laminaceae, so that it should be written. This is an example for herbarium preparation. So this kept in a orderly manner based on the classification. We have to keep the plants. We have to make a file of similar species comes under a common genus. Common genus ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಡುದು. And making a different files of different species ಇದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಜೀನಸ್ ಇರುವ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ racks ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ರ್ಯಾಕ್. ಫೈಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿದು ರ್ಯಾಕ್. All the Laminaceae family plants will be kept in this rack. So all the related order after family order, all the related order should be kept in a one cupboard. So we have to keep it in a cupboard so you can refer easily. By you have to write the what and all plants, what and all families contain in the racks. ಯಾವ ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ಇನ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಕಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ for the plant study. We can see BSI, which is situated in Botanical Survey of India, which contains large number of herbarium, which is a storehouse of herbarium. Botanical Survey of India, which is situated in Coimbatore, which contains a large number, even algae. They have collected algae, and you can see any type of plant in the particular area. In one area you can see all the type of plants which is collected on the basis of herbarium sheet ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಹ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಸಿ ದ herbarium storehouse, you can go to Pilikula. There also you can see the plant specimen as well as the herbarium, how the herbariums are stored, that can be referred. So you have understood the herbarium. So here it is easy to for the reference purpose. Reference ಗೆ identification ಗೆ use ಆಗ್ತದೆ, reference ಗೆ use ಆಗ್ತದೆ, and also for the further studies. If someone will collect the plant, he will make the herbarium sheet. So for the further study, if any scientist is interested on the particular field, he can go and refer that plant. He can go for further study by taking that herbarium as a reference. Next is botanical garden. Next, second one is botanical gardens. Here the plants are grown in a particular area in live form. Here they are killed and dried form. Dried form alli herbarium alli preserve ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. But in botanical garden the plant will be grown alive with, and each plant will be having a name board of scientific name. All the plants is mentioned or identified with the scientific name and family. Here if you visit any botanical gardens, you can see various numbers of plants along with the scientific name and family name, so that we can easily study the plant in a live form, and we can also refer for the reference. We can use the plant for referential purpose, and we can also study the habitat of particular plant. We can also study the season, when they flower, when they grow, if there is a deciduous forest, deciduous tree, when it will shed their leaves. That can be studied in that particular botanical gardens. This is also very important, and here this is also very important for the preservation or the preservation of the various plants. ಇದೊಂದು plant preservation ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ very important source. Understood? Preservation, here the life form, plant life form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ they can undergo breeding ಆಗಿ next generation ಅನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. So this is very important. Botanical garden, you can see the botanical garden in Kiev, England. Royal Botanical Garden, which contains various number of plants in that area. Kiev, which is situated in England. Next, even in India, you can see various types of botanical garden in Kerala and Ooty, in various countries. Even in here nearby our area, we can see one more botanical garden which is situated in Pellikula. So Indian Botanical which is situated in Howrah, which is present in the state West Bengal, which is a famous botanical garden, that is Indian Botanical Garden, which is situated in Howrah, that is comes under the state West Bengal, which contains large number of the plants which they grown in a particular area. A particular area will be conserved or the preserved, or it is under the control of government, so that any invasion ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ particular area, restricted area ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ what happens, the human will attack and they will remove the plants. So it should be controlled under the government or the controlled by the people, so that we can preserve or we can store the plants. So Indian Botanical Garden, which is contain large number of the plants. And one more, Indian Institute of Botanical Garden, which is situated in Lucknow. Is situated in Lucknow, which contains a large number of the plant specimen. Here here also we can see the various botanical gardens or the plant gardens. For example, Pilikula. If you go some other place like Mysore, in Mysore we can see the botanical gardens, various botanical gardens. If you go for Ooty and Kerala, you can find large number of botanical garden, because that is very good condition for the growth of the various kinds of plant. Especially Ooty is confined to the gymnospermic plant. Gymnospermic plant usually cold condition ಅಲ್ಲಿ grow ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಊಟಿ ಅಂತ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರೆ we can see various different types of gymnospermic plant. Here this condition is not good for the growth of gymnospermic plant, but here we get various number of angiospermic plant. So here also we can make Indian botanical garden. So next we'll move to the next one more taxonomic aid, that is museum. Museum is also very good example for the taxonomic study. So here usually museums are situated in various institutions. They have museums are developed or they can be built in a various institution and school for the referential purpose. Referential purpose ಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಅನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್, ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ and schools. Even in schools you can see small museum like area, so that you can identify the plant. So here in museum the plants or the animal specimens are stored in a container containing preservative solution. Container ಅಲ್ಲಿ store ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ with the preservative solutions. For example, like this. This is a example for the plant specimen stored in a container with the preservative solution. Preservative solution agi we may be used as a formalin or other chemical. Formaldehyde will be used as a preservative solution. So these specimen here we can see the common name as well as the scientific name of the specimen. Here below the specimen you can write the name, common name as well as the scientific name will be written in a particular specimen, and this type of specimen will be stored in a large number alli store ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, so that you can clearly identify the structure, how the plants are arranged, how the fruit will be. So that can be studied by the preservation of specimen in a museum. in a formalin solution ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಕಲರ್ ಮೇ ಚೇಂಜ್. ಫಾರ್ಮಲಿನ್ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಹಾಕೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕಲರ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ ಇದು. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದ ಕಲರ್, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ಲಿ ಸಿ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಸೊ in some cases what happens, ದೊಡ್ಡ plants ಅಥವಾ animals ಇರ್ತದೆ. So big animals will be stored, they are dried and stuffed with any cotton or a paper. That like structure, the exact structure of the animal will be seen. If you take lion, tiger, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ if we need a very big container, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಂಟೈನರ್ ಬೇಕು, ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗ್ಲಾಸ್ ಚೇಂಬರ್ ಬೇಕು. So that is very difficult to maintain. At that time what they'll do, they remove the internal part. If ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಬರ್ಡ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ಎನಿ ಬರ್ಡ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಎನಿ ಬರ್ಡ್, ದ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಮೂವ್ಡ್. ದ ಔಟರ್ ಫೆದರ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಕಿನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡ್ರೈಡ್. After drying, after the complete drying process, they stuff that with the cotton or paper material and they stitch, and so that the animal will get a exact structure when they are living. ಅದು ಜೀವ ಇರುವಾಗ ಯಾವ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಸ್ಟಫ್ಡ್, ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ದೇ ಸ್ಟಫ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕಾಟನ್ ಆರ್ ಎನಿ ಅನ್ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್, ಅದು ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಔಟರ್ ಕವರ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಇವನ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಗರ್, ಅದರ್ ಬಿಗ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್, that can be their skin along with the fur will be dried. ಅದನ್ನು ಡ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ಟಫ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸ್ಟಿಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ they look like a exact animal. Like that structure will be seen in a museum. That is also very important for the study. External structure, external study ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ important ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Even we can say plant, animal, along with that insects also preserved. Insect can be preserved in a insect box. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಥರ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಬಾಕ್ಸನ್ನು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಿಲ್ ದೆಮ್, ದೆನ್ that can be pinned in a insect board. ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬೋರ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಪಿನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅ ಬಟರ್ಫ್ಲೈ, if you consider a butterfly, they will make a pin here like this, pinning. That by this process you can see exact structure of the insect. It should be dried, killed, dried and pinned into a insect box so that you can clearly study the structure of the specimen. So by this way insect can be preserved. You can see various museums, even in if you go for in Manipal anatomy lab which is present in nearby Mahe, there also you can see various specimen, human specimen as well as animal specimen will be stored in the form of this container alli store ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. So that area containing a different specimen is called as museum. So here you can see, you can study and see the complete structure. So here along with the specimen they have a information. The information is also written along with the specimen. If ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, if only the specimen collect ಮಾಡಿ there is no name, we cannot able to identify. So the specimen along with the information will be stored in museum as well as in botanical garden as well as in herbarium. Botanical garden ಯಾವುದೇ taxonomic aid ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಖಾಲಿ specimen collect ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಲುದಿಲ್ಲ. It is not only the specimen will be there, it is not possible to study. So instead we need to include the information along with the specimen, so that it is easy for the further study. Next one more, the taxonomic aid is fourth one, zoological park. Zoological park is also one more important taxonomic aid for the study of animals. Here the animals, usually animals are preserved in or animals are grown in a particular preserved area. Preserved area dalli animals anna rare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, zoological park. The good example for zoological park is zoo. Often we like to visit, right? Zoo, I think almost all of you visited any of the zoo in your life. Mysore Zoo, even if you go for Pilikula, there also you can see zoo, zoological park will be there. So here the animals are present in they give a natural habitat. If you consider a lion, the natural habitat of forest will be grown, so that artificial cave will be grown. They build artificial cave like structure. Here in zoological park animals are reared in the natural habitat. They'll give the artificial environment, naturally built environment. If you consider a tiger, tiger is present in a zoological park, they'll build a artificial cave like structure and trees, large number of trees, and large area will be conserved for that particular tiger. Here this zoological park is under the control of government, so that anyone cannot interfere in these areas. So ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, interfere ಆಗದಿದ್ರೆ the animal will not be disturbed, so that they can they can think that they are present in a natural habitat. So the best ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಟಿವ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಬಂಡೀಪುರ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ವಿಚ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ದ ಝೂಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಟಿವ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ದ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೇಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ ಝೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್. ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ the animals will be in a cage. So that is not a good process of rearing or the preservation of the animal. Preserve ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ that is not the good process or the identification ಅಥವಾ study processಗೆ ಆ zoological cage ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ process not a good process. It should be present, it should be given a natural habitat, how they'll grow. By that process we can study the habitat, how the habitat of the particular organism and their nature, behavior and reproductive process. Behavior ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು in a zoological park, and their habitat ಹೇಗೆ habitat ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. their food habits that can be studied, food habits ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. we can study the behavior, we can study the reproductive process. then one more important process, courtship behavior ಅದೊಂದುಂಟು. how they reproduce, that represent how they reproduce, that can be identified by using the zoological park. So it is very easy to see the common examples of animals, and also it is very important to study the different types of animals. ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. along with the food habits, behavior, reproductive process can be studied in a zoological parks. Next, one more important procedure is, one more important taxonomic aid is keys. So these are the specimen collection. These includes the herbarium, botanical garden, museum, zoological park will include the specimen anna include ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ along with the information. So we can by seeing the live example or the preserved example, we can study or identify or classify the living organism. So this classification or the further studies is based on the keys. Keys are nothing but the information will written in a writing form. Information will be in a writing form. By that information we are identify or classifying the living organism. Here keys containing two contrasting character. Here each key containing two contrasting characters. Here the classification or identification is based on the two similarities and dissimilarities between the options. Option ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ ಒಂದು key ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದಾಗ we consider two keys will be given. One is similar and dissimilarity between the organism study ಮಾಡುವಾಗ similarities ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ and dissimilarities ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ two species ಇದೆ. So if there is a two species, we can consider the similarities. Similarities consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದೇ genus ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬಹುದು. So if you consider a dissimilarities, so you can differentiate into two different species. So ಈ reference ಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? We need a information, that is a written information, characterization ಬೇಕು. For by referring that characters we are identifying the living organism. So here each key contain two contrasting character. Each key contain two contrasting character. This is a key, one key. If you consider one key contain two contrasting character. For example, one celled and more than one celled. More than one celled. If you consider one key, it contains two contrasting character, that is one cell and more than one cell. So more than one cell. If you consider these two, each key containing two contrasting character is called as couplets. Couplets ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The key containing two contrasting character, ಈ pair of two characters ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ? Couplets. So this will consider as couplets. So each key which lead to the information, which gives the information of the particular character, particular organism, that we'll call it as a lead. Each information present in a key is called as a lead. Lead andre the information present in a key, each information present in a key is called as lead. That lead means that helps to go for next characterization. ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ಒನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಟೇಕ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಒನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು accept the first option, you have to reject the second option because more than one cell ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಯೂಶುವಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಟೀರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ reject this second option, go for one celled and it contains refer third page refer ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ you just go for third page, it will give the further information about the particular organism. Bacteria ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ which shaped bacteria, that may be given in a third page. This is an example for how to study the keys, how to refer the book by using a key use ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೇಗೆ book refer ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಈಚ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇದುಂಟಲ್ಲ, ಒನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್, ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಒನ್ ಸೆಲ್ಡ್, ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಲೀಡ್. ದ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕೀ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲೀಡ್. ಸೊ this is very good exam. This is very important to know the key, how to study the key. That is very important for the taxonomic classification ಮತ್ತೆ identification ಗೆ very important. ಈ key ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. that you should study in a higher classes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ key ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. so now just you should know about the couplets, lead and what is keys. That should be very important. Why the key are very useful, what is key, that should be give example for keys, that should be given in your examination. So you should know hege each key contain two contrasting character. Here the pair of two contrasting character is called as couplets, and each information, the information present in each key is called as lead. ಈಚ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೀಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಈಚ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಲೀಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಫರ್ದರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಿ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಗಿವನ್. ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೀ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ, manuals, monographs, catalogs. These are the important types of keys used for the identification of animals as well as plants. Here first we'll go to the flora. Flora is nothing but the book containing the information of habitat and further information, distribution of the plants or animals in a particular area, particular given area dalli, no, not given area. If you consider Udupi consider ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಉಡುಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ animal ಉಂಟು, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ plants. If you go for botanical study, botanical flora usually refers to the botany, fauna refers to the animal. ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿ, fauna refers to animal, study of animals. Flora refers to the study of the plants. Okay, so here flora contains the information about the habitat and distribution of plants in a given area. Given area dalli plants hege distribution agide adanna ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ, and that will gives the index information of the plants. If you consider plants ಅಂತ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದು ಅದರ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ಸ್, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಲೋರಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ this is a book containing a information about the distribution and habitat of a plant in a given area. For example for this is Flora of South Canara. Example, Flora of South Canara. It is a book ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬುಕ್. Flora of Udupi or Flora of South Canara is a book written by Gopal Krishna Bhatt, who is a former lecturer in Purna Prajna College. ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ ಆಫ್ ಉಡುಪಿ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಬರೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ ಆಫ್ ಸೌತ್ ಕೆನರಾ, ವಿಚ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದ ಉಡುಪಿ. ಉಡುಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅದರ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋರಾ, ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್. ಈ ಬುಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ so that it is easy, ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀವು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ರೆಫರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಬುಕ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದ ಕಾಮನ್ ನೇಮ್, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ನೇಮ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹೇಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಯಾವ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್. ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬುಕ್ which contains information about the plants in a particular area ದಲ್ಲಿ if you consider ಈಗ ಉಡುಪಿ ಅಂಡರ್ ಸುಮಾರು ವಿಲೇಜಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬುಕ್ ವಿಚ್ ಕಂಟೈನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ದ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯುವಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೊನೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ small book which contains the information about the particular category ಬಗ್ಗೆ particular category. For example, species is one of the category under taxonomic study. Species, genus, family, order, these are the different categories alva, taxonomic categories. So these monographs contain information about the particular category. For example, family. ಒಂದು ಮೊನೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮೋನೋ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ books or the reference is called as monographs. Here if you consider family ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಹೋಮಿಡೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಹೋಮಿಡೆ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದರ ಅಂಡರ್, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಜೀನಸ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಈ ಮೊನೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ catalogs which simply contains the names and common names of the living organism. So each catalog contain about 1.8 million species iddu name along with the common name will be there. So further information irudilla, so only the name 1.8 millions iddu plants ಅಥವಾ animals iddu name anna include ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದೆ. So this will simply call it as catalog, which will not contain further information. It gives information about a particular species. So idella refer ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ we have to finally refer the catalogs which gives a correct information of the particular species. Understood these things? Understood? These are the nothing but these are the example for flora. Fifth these are the example for the keys. Fifth, taxonomic aid, which is important for the taxonomic study. So ಇಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅನ್ನ by using this keys ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವೆಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, we are classify ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗ್ತದೆ by referring these examples. So okay, today we wind up with the chapter living world. So in next class we are going to study about the next concept, that is biological classification. Thank you all my dear students.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.